Look out!
Thanks. What do you need?
You know where I can find Nick for it? Scribe said you might know.
Erazim is suddenly interested in Nickvard and me. You don't say. But when I need him to read something for me, he never has the time. I'm sorry.
I was asking about Nickvard.
Hi, I heard you. Say, can you read?
I can.
In that case, do you mind reading this message I have from Nickvard?
Show me. Dear Mistress of the Chambers. What is it?
Oh, what I wouldn't give to get messages from someone else. Say, Lord Cape. Never mind. Read on. I reckon it interests you more than me.
Persevere. We shall soon escape the dungeon of those two women. Cursed fate, however, has placed an obstacle in my way. The heat of the Lightbringer's potion is working. I can feel my insides being reborn. But when the last remnants of old age left my body, something else was washed away with them.
How much longer is it?
Not much. My damn clumsiness has sent all of the Lightbringer's secrets into the void. Fear not, I will get them back. Be the first task on the road to your liberation. That's it.
Beautiful.
True enough. Nickvard has a flair for the dramatic.
Aye, that's Lieback for you.
But what does it mean? Can you explain any of it?
Lord Lieback. I suggested to him it wasn't proper for a noble to have an affair with a maid. He thought I meant he was too old for me. Then he found what he calls the Lightbringer's potion book. Said it would light a flame in him that would burn out all that's old. So I suppose it worked. Hooray!
I know the book he's talking about, but what does he mean, into the void?
Can we stop talking about this? I feel a little uncomfortable here about some old lovelorn noble.
I need help. You can give it some thought, can't you?
No! And now leave me alone.
Are you blind?
Don't cause any trouble, got it? Well.
Price.
You forgot. What a waste of money.
Didn't you hear that the king himself announced that everyone should have a good bow on?
Which would that be for? Has the water sprite been up to his mischief again?
You could say that. They found a dead body stuck in a wheel on Sunday.
You're kidding. Who was it?
Some vagabond.
God rest his soul.
And get this, Miloboshka says he was in the water at least a week, judging by the state of his...
Want you blackguard.
I'm looking for Nickvard. Scribe told me you might know something about him.
Hey, Nick. I mean, Lord Liback. I almost forgot about him. I suppose his task wasn't so pressing.
What do you mean, forgot?
Nick Liback, that is, entrusted me with a big task. Quite a while back. He's a castle lord. Obviously, I had to obey him. But then I heard what another castle lord was planning, von Berghoff, and I had to obey him even more. He says there's a war on. Here I am, ready to go off to battle.
I need to know more about what Nickvard asked you to do.
No. There are new rules now. You have to prove you're not a spy.
What are you blathering about?
Von Berghoff said there's a war on, right now. I told him, you're a spy.
I'm not.
Ha! That's exactly what a spy would say. That's why you have to be vetted, to see if you're really on our side. The side that Nickvard's on, just so you know. We're all friends here. Can join us.
Like to.
Hold your horses. First a test.
Tell me what you want from me, then.
A sword.
Sword? What sword?
A long and very good one to help me deal with other spies. You bring it to me, I'll know you're not an enemy spy who should fear me. Forge one, buy one, or even steal one for me. Maybe from one of the guards at the training ground or down by the gate. During the day, they're not in the towers anyway.
Steal a sword? That sounds like something a spy would do.
Not a spy who wants to help von Berghoff's most loyal servant. By servant, I mean me. See, once I get a sword, I'll fill you in on Nickvard's task.
I'll gladly give you some groschen to buy your own sword.
Only spies pay bribes. Unless you had more groschen than a common spy would have. Then I'd believe you ain't one of them. You have that much?
I'm not going to pay you that much.
You want to hang on to your spy earnings. I understand. Well,
Listen, Hirsch.
don't try any word games on me. Persuasion, threats, I know about them spy. Deeds talk louder than words. For example, like bringing me a sword.
You wanted a sword? Look at what I got for you.
I don't want an
I'll think...
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
About Nickford.
Got that sword yet?
You wanted a sword?
I don't want an invisible.
I'll think of a way to
Don't cause any trouble, got it?
Mind where you're going.
And
About Nickford.
Got that sword yet?
You wanted a sword?
That's perfect. Lovely. I don't think you're a spy. Can't say for sure, but you seem all right.
What about Nickford then?
Nickvard asked me to do something for him. He must have admired my devotion to Lord von Berghoff. Either way, Nick looked troubled and not very healthy. He wanted me to fetch him something he lost outside the castle, and I told him I would. At least I could check to see if anyone was sticking around about the castle. But then Nickvard clutched his belly and ran off. So I never found out what he wanted, or from where.
That's all.
Aye. You run into Nickvard, ask him if he still needs it or whether he found it himself. I'll be going into war soon, so I don't have time for these. See?
I'll tell him.
Aye, but he drools all over himself and he gets this feeling that time's near.
Don't think I don't know who you...
About the things for the wedding.
Yes.
That's all for now.
Call up
Angie
that
Mutts.
dog, or I'll report you. Better call back that dog. Get out of here, Mud. Someone...
Gah! Quick! Go! Quick! Go! Gah! Quick! Quick! Go! Quick! Gah! Go! Keep it up.
Easy. Nice and slow. You must be Nick Varday. That's... How many more times am I gonna have to poke around in corpses and shit for that damn cradle?
You again?
You want, lad?
What do you have for... I'd like to discuss the price.
Very well.
That?
Why?
God bless.
Have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
Look inside.
You had a treasure like this in your hands, and you weren't even curious to have a peek? Well, I suppose it's not for everyone. I'll have a look for myself. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Oil, wine, and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
So what now? You have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? God damn it, Kraser, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything. From you. It's time. Meet with the others in the lair. There you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. Going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time. Happened now.
Our last supper. Only one, but very filling course awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself. What do you think is going to happen?
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something. You'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
Never mind him. Speak.
All right then. This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tacket.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum Opus. Great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, pretty spot on. Although weapons were our last order of business. Start at the beginning. Father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off. He had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university. My thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
You left your studies?
And I'm glad I did. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine, started a new life.
New life? What do you mean?
I returned to the miller's trade. My father was old. My mother had passed away. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
You might expect it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
Well, I was right. Making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnik did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Megistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Gutenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called Feuerwehr.
Feuerwerkbuch.
We couldn't believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. Right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes, spark. Storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. Will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
What will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. Feast, smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. Now, thanks to you, we do. Finally finish Bertold's work. Finish his book. See with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Before we get started, there's something I want to know. This book, Feuerwerkbuch, what's written in it?
Everything you'd want to know about black powder. How to mix it in proper ratio. How to store it. How to light it properly. And especially how to use it in warfare. Because that's the most important part, after all.
really need that much saltpeter?
We do. Saltpeter makes up almost 3/4 of the mixture. Not even all the cows in the region could produce enough for us once we really get started with manufacturing.
What is it you're going to do with this powder?
During wartime, like it is now, flammable and explosive mixture like this has more uses than you can imagine. If we had a few big barrels of the stuff, we could demolish Trotsky if we wanted to. Maybe we...
All of us here are truly passionate about the idea of a new world, and now it's within our grasp.
What is it you studied at the university?
I was supposed to become a preacher.
That fits you. Maybe you'd even be a good preacher.
Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't.
God has a path prepared for each of us, and each of us here decided not to follow it.
I was supposed to be a dyer, but I was too lazy to work 6 days a week and soak my hands in lye.
I was supposed to become a nun, but I didn't want to give up the booze and fellas.
And I've already told you everything. World is what you make it.
How did a scholar and an alchemist become a thief?
Prague is a big city, and a poor student has no chance of getting a decent place to sleep or even something to eat. Learning to shop with 5 fingers was the first requirement for survival. We're all masters of our own destiny.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed, it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? Can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
Ugh. Have you been rolling in shit?